go ahead and get started. I'm so glad that you're here, so glad that you're asking questions. This is great. This is wonderful. So we're just going to take a moment to get connected to our core, because that's where it all starts. It starts in the mind, and in order to get to the mind, we use our core, we use our belly breathing, and we bring our attention and focus here first. And we really make that connection, and it makes it a lot easier to get the mind wrapped around that, because that's something that we can physically hold on to, yes? So let's start to bring our awareness in. Find a comfortable seat, just so that you can sit and be comfortable so you can breathe. Focus 100% on your breath for a moment. Relaxing your body and bringing your awareness in. Start to close your eyes and begin to disengage from thoughts. You're not trying to send thoughts away or wrangle with your thoughts or fight with your thoughts. You just disengage. It's called pratyahara. It's like a withdrawal type of situation where you're just observing without attaching to it, labeling or titling what that thought is. You're just watching it and breathing. So now let's start to keep the mouth closed as best you can throughout the entire practice. Breathing in and out through the nose. And you send the breath to the back of the throat so you can hear it. It's like an oceanic sound. Starting to synchronize your breath to the rhythm of the ocean. Let's ebb and flow. And really taking your time on the inhales and exhales. And now let's start to contract your bandhas. Pull the pelvic wall up and the navel in towards your spine. Your tailbone automatically starts to tilt under and automatically start to lengthen your spine. So help it out by elongating the back of your neck. And if your legs become fatigued, you can kick one leg out. Just whatever you can do to sit your even sit bones down. Grounding down and lifting up at the same time. Point your heart center up at the sky so that it's nice and open. But remember, point your rib tips down. So it's an opening here, rib tips down. And this is just to create more length and space within each vertebrae. So it takes practice to learn how to breathe this way. Your chest is relaxed, your lungs are freely, breath opens, easily flows in and out, no blockages, yet your core is strong. So you're practicing how to contract certain muscle groups within your body, yet relax others. And this takes practice, and this can be done at any time during the day. At all times during the day, eventually. Sitting, walking, driving, talking, always a moving meditation. Pulling the pelvic wall up and in. That way, everything you do is an abdominal workout. And even if you can't do planks or Pilates, continue to focus on your breathing, contracting your core while I'm talking, and relaxing your breath. One of the easiest poses that I've done to get rid of belly fat is Janu Shirshasana. So you're just kicking one leg out and folding over your extended leg while breathing. And the breathing is on the out breath, your tummy comes out, or on the in breath, your tummy comes out, and on the out breath, you pull your belly in, because you're trying to get rid of what you no longer need and help it out, using your wind to balance the water within your body. And if you can, do this when your blood is pumping at its most. So if the planks and Pilates today is too hard for you, then just do this. Just kicking one leg out, folding over, and breathing, using your breath to get the juices flowing. And you really want to bring whatever roundness out of your lower back. So that's a modification there. If you're not able to do sit-ups or anything like that, or planks, you can definitely do planks on your knees. But if you're finding yourself frustrated, that's That's what I did for a really long time until I started to build strength. And you will build strength. You will get stronger. So now let's start to bring the chin down towards the chest slightly. Just relaxing your shoulders. Just letting any tension that may or may not be there just melt away. Preparing the shoulders for all of the planks and down dogs. So just relaxing them. They'll have plenty of time to be tense in a minute. So just focus on relaxing the scapula. Allowing them to just melt down your back. Keeping your anchor nice and strong. And lungs, hearts open and relaxed. Very gently pressing down on the glands in your neck. This is an instant trigger for relaxation. Whenever you're stressed out, chin comes down towards the chest, so you can gently press on those glands. And when you breathe into the pressed glands in your neck, this calms your entire circulatory nervous system right there, instantly. And we all know that your body responds so much more beautifully when it's relaxed. And we're learning how to contract our powerhouse, yet relax the lungs, the heart. That way blood and oxygen can pump slowly, freely throughout the entire body. Now let's take one more breath here. Inhale, circle, sweep arms, come all the way up. And exhale. Right into the center. Harnessing your energy, 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Gathering up your energy, inhaling. And exhale. Let's harness that energy. Center it within, learning how to use it once you have it. Now coming into tabletop now. So just on the hands and knees. And you want room between the hands and the knees. We're just going to warm up the lower back. Moving back and forth through cat and cow. Breathing your way from one opposite end of the spectrum to another. Rounding your back and then arching it. Being very gentle and careful. We are just warming up the body. Scanning the body. This is our diagnostic pose. So you're going to see how your body feels today. Knowing that every day is different. And not judging or comparing yourself. We're just observing ourselves. Looking for any places that need extra attention. Any places that are sore. Any kinks. And gently working the breath there. So stop at any point that you need to. And work your breath there. Give that space in your body attention, especially if you've been ignoring it for a long time. Just giving it that attention with your breath. Taking that time and taking that moment to stop whenever your body tells you that you need to. There's no greater teacher than your own body. Now stop at neutral tabletop position. You want to pull forward through the crown of your head. So you want to pull past the crown of your head and back past the sacrum area. Lifting the belly up nice and strong. Now wrists are stacked directly under the shoulders. This will help you balance. So wrists, elbows, shoulders, all in one line. Shoulders down your back, away from your ears, and away from each other. Inhale, right arm forward. Left leg lifts up and back, reaching in opposite directions. Lifting up out of your joints and resisting that urge to sink down into them. Lift up and out. Reaching in opposite directions. And breathing very, very slowly. So still taking your time to inhale slow. And exhale slow. When we start to create that heat in the body, it's very important to retrain yourself not to pant it out, not to open your mouth and just spill your energy out everywhere. You pull your belly up and in to harness it, closing the mouth, breathing long, deep inhales and exhales in and out through the nose. And now bring your limbs out to the side, just doing the best that you can. Kicking out through your heel, so flex your lifted, extended foot. And now point the toe, and we're just going to do small circles here. You can set your hand down on the mat if you need to, or keep it balanced. And we're just going to make tiny little circles now, clockwise direction, and then counterclockwise direction, and just doing the best that you can. Really turning on the breath when you feel that heat, that fire, that agony welling up inside you. Now come back to center, lengthen it out, and just bend your knee now. Take hold of your foot. Lock your eyes one point to help you balance, engage your core, and just start to kick back up and away into your grip, allowing your shoulder to open up. And release back long and down. Good. Other side now. So just come back in a neutral tabletop position. Make all the adjustments you need so that you can balance. So setting yourself up for success. Inhale, lifting up and lengthening as far as you can. Reaching past the fingertips, past the toes. And now coming out to the side. And remember, just doing the best that you can. Even if you just lift your toes a little bit off the ground, you are still working the benefit. You don't have to come into the full expression. Just be wherever you are at, wherever you are right now. Now tiny little circles with the toe, and then the other way. Tiny little circles the other way. Good. Modify as needed. Do whatever you can. Come back to center now. Lengthening it out. Lifting up and out of your joints. Hello, so cute. And bend your knee. Take hold of your foot. Kick back up and away into your grip. Just allowing your shoulder to open up. And come back down to center. Now moving into downward dog. You're going to walk your hands forward just a little bit. Spread the fingertips wide like starfish. Use every bit of the hand you're given, so really grip the mat with your fingertips. Tuck your toes. Inhale your hips up into your first down dog. Just start to walk it out. Straightening one leg, bending the other. Pressing alternate heels down into the mat. Chest presses back towards your thighs, straightening out through the shoulders. Lifting your tailbone high. And just allowing your head to hang here so you can breathe deep and free. On the in-breath, come up high onto your tippy toes. Stretching out the toes, stretching out the feet. Send your tailbone up to the sky. Press your chest back towards your thighs. And exhale. Heels come down towards the mat. Do they have to touch? Absolutely not. This is not about flexibility. It's about conditioning. Now coming into turbo dog. So bend your knees if you're working on tight hamstrings, tight hips. That's perfectly fine. Remember, the more you bend your knees, the deeper of a stretch you'll get in your lower back. So bending the knees is great. Forget about any picture you have of yoga poses with the straight legs and all of that stuff. Forget about all of that. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It matters what it feels like in your own body. Turbo dog. So now we're going to bend the elbows just a little bit so that your elbows are hovering above the mat. You want to squeeze your elbows in towards each other as if you were squeezing this big beach ball in between them. Continue to let your head just hang, sending your tailbone up towards the sky. See if you can walk your feet in a little bit. Really breathe in your turbo dog. Elbows are just hovering a few inches above the mat, and they are slightly bent, and you're squeezing the elbows in towards each other. One more breath here. And release, straightening the arms, press the chest back towards the thighs, and inhale, right leg high to the sky. Send your breath into your upward lifted leg to take the pressure off of your wrists. So you're using your lifted, extended foot to help keep you lifted up off your wrists, if that makes sense. Inhale. Exhale, we're gonna crunch right knee, right elbow. Pull forward into high plank. Really engage the core, send it back. Breathe your way to the other side, twist, knee to left elbow. And send the leg back, inhale. Exhale, last time. Bring the knee up to the third eye. Round your back, pull the belly in. And release the leg back out long. Pull forward into high plank. Keep the leg lifted. Stay here. You are strong. You can do this. Bend the elbows. Lower it down. 3-point plank. Hold it here, but don't hold your breath. And then roll up. Straightening the arms. You're on the tops of your feet now. Lifting the thighs up off the mat. Opening your heart center for upward facing dog. Now use your core so that you don't collapse on your lower back. Activate your core, pull your hips back up into downward facing dog. Walk it out left and right. Maybe take child's pose here. That's where you bring your knees wide, hips to heels, arms long, head down, until you can regain your breath, and then you can rejoin. Down dog is also a resting pose, and whenever I'm in down dog, I'm never still. Well, I won't say never, sometimes I am. But I'm usually diagnosing how my body feels, so I move around, working through any kinks that may or may not be there. So just moving yourself around, noticing the energies, but I've been doing this for a long time. So sometimes, if you like to stay still in down dog, my moving down dog is just for me, because I'm still most of the time. Inhale, left leg reaches up long behind you. Now use your upward lifted foot. Send your breath there to keep you lifted up off your wrist. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, pull forward into plank. Nice and strong. Pull the belly up and in. Sending it back now, 3-legged dog. Get ready, inhale. And exhale, crunch to twist. Left knee, right elbow. Really extend back through your right heel and lift it back, 3-legged dog. Last part, inhale. Exhale, bring the knee in towards the nose. Round the back, belly in. And sending it back. Keep it lifted here, 3-point plank. Pull forward into high plank. Bend the elbows, lower it down, hover here. You are strong. Inhale, upward facing dog. Straightening the arms, opening up your heart center, pulling the heart away from the heels. Use your core now. Lift your hips back into downward facing dog. Take a breath here, in through the nose. Come up high onto the tippy toes and out through the nose. Now let's pull forward into high plank, and we're just going to lower it all the way down. Bend the elbows, come all the way down to the mat. Separate the feet wider than shoulder width distance apart. Interlace your hands behind your back. Bring the forehead down to the mat. Elongate the back of your neck. And just let the tops of your shoulders melt down. Now we've created a lot of fire in the body. So we're going to use that fire to balance the water within our body. Inhale slow through the nose. And exhale slow through the nose. Breathing into your shoulders. In yoga, we wind ourselves up to wind ourselves down. Learning how to stay calm in somewhat stressful conditions. And learning how to breathe and to use our breath to get ahead. Rather than falling apart when life happens, we use it to get ahead. And release. Fingertips up by your shoulders. You're just going to press up and back over the knees, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Good. I'm so proud of you for sticking with this. You can do it. You will build strength. Don't give up on yourself. Listening to your body at the same time respecting your body. Pull forward into high plank again. Moving into side plank now. Left hand plants, right arm comes up. Now I'm on the sides of the feet and lifting the hips up. You can always bring your bottom knee down to the mat. Always modify as needed. And we're just going to roll from one side to the other. Now right hand comes down, left arm comes up. Lifting up out of your joints. Now remember, send your breath into this upward extended hand to alleviate pressure on the bottom wrist. So you're lifting up out of your joints. And now come back to center, rolling open to the other side. So moving back and forth, the corset that wraps you around your spine. And sending your breath to lift you up. Pressing back through the heels. And rolling back. Opening up. And then coming back. Good. Downward facing dog or child's pose, whichever you need to take to regain your breath. Inhale through the nose slow. Come up high onto the tippy toes. And exhale through the nose slow. Dolphin. Now bring your forearms down to the mat. Interlace your hands or leave them flat. Either way, it's a little easier to interlace your hands. So if that's where you're at, perfectly fine. Either way, just make sure that your shoulder blades are wide down your back, away from each other. If your palms are flat, use every bit of the hand that you're given. And spread the fingertips wide like starfish, like you're suction cupping your hands into the mat. I find this makes it easier in dolphin. It activates a lot more muscles around the scapula. Now walk the toes in just a little bit. Remember, bend your knees as much as you like. Your legs don't have to be all the way straight. Sending your tailbone up to the sky. One more breath here. Really fire up the core. We're using that fire to burn up the belly rubbish. Get the blood pumping. And now lift one leg up to the sky. Toes as high up as you can. And then switch. The foot comes down and other leg. Lift up. Really press up high to the sky. And release. Child's pose. Knees wide. Hips back to the heels. Arms long. And forehead down. Use your breath to get ahead. When life throws you a fastball, train yourself to automatically sync up to your breath. Pressing the chin down towards the chest. Staying relaxed, calm, centered, and focused, even when you feel like you're about to lose everything that is dear to you. Instead of falling apart, you rise to the occasion, knowing exactly what to do. Bring your chin down to your chest, relax. Regulate your breath. That way you can see beyond seeing. You can see beyond and past the problem at hand. And slowly start to roll up now. So now we're going to roll up and over onto our back. So just crossing your feet, taking the ball now, and just scooching down so that you're laying down. So find a comfortable position to lay down. Maybe even put a cushion underneath your hips if that feels better. especially for the Pilates part. It's okay to feel comfortable and modify whatever your body type needs. We're all at different injuries here as well. So being very gentle to your body and respecting the process, allowing yourself to grow naturally. That way you don't break yourself even more than, especially if you're working with old injuries. So just bring the ball between the knees and squeeze the ball together. So really connect to your midline strength by squeezing the knees together. Using your breath to energize you. So we energize by bringing more oxygen to the muscles so that they can sustain. And tucking the tailbone under slightly, pulling the core in. So really connect to your core first. Now once you feel that connection, spine is long, squeezing the ball, let's add on palm press into the knees. So you're pressing your knees into your palms, same time pressing the palms into the knees. So you're using that natural traction within the body. Readjust real quick. Never be afraid to readjust as well. Always making adjustments, always breathing, exploring, feeling different things, this and that. Never feeling stuck or stagnant. And we create this fire, this agony in our body to get the water flowing, because if you don't, then stagnant water that's not moving or flowing, can turn into a swamp inside the body. And sometimes if you haven't, lit your fire in a long time, you can have multiple swamps inside. So it's very, very important that we light our fire regularly. Because remember what I said at the beginning, we absorb all day long, every single day. We absorb so much of what the world impresses on us. So here we use that fire to release it, along with the breath. The breath helps it. Helps to move it along and blast through any blockages. Anything that's trying to surface, just let it go. Good. And release. Now turning to one side. So we're just going to work on the side obliques now. So ball is still between the knees. And you want to line one hip on top of the other and then squeeze down. Actually put your right hand on top here so that you can press it down to remember. Now really stretch open your top shoulder so that both shoulders are maintained square to the sky. And you can put your other hand on your hip. We're just going to pulse up and down, creating as much length and depth as you can. And just breathing your way, whether you're on the in-breath or the out-breath, as long as you're consciously, mindfully breathing and squeezing. So really squeeze this top knee down as you lift, being careful not to crunch your neck. So elongate through the back of your neck and creating the core. So the core is what's lifting you up. And you're going at your own pace. Rather than hearing me count or trying to keep up with the count, just go at your own pace. You can go as fast or as slow. The slower you go, the harder it is. The more mindful you become and the more tiny little muscles you use to get yourself up there and to mindfully let yourself back down. Other side. So now just switching to the other side now. Lining up one hip on top of the other best you can, and then opening up the shoulders so that they're still square to the sky. And then lifting up and down. Just doing whatever feels good to you. We've all come from different walks of life. So whatever feels good to you, whether your hands are down here or up here, as long as you're working the core, squeezing this top leg down. Any way that works best for you. We're figuring that out here. There's not just one way to do something. It's figuring out what way speaks best to you and your body, what works best for your particular body needs. And we're all different. So just a few more on this side. Just a little bit more time. Really elongate the neck. No pressure on the neck, and really lock down that ball by squeezing the top leg. Gonna feel it all throughout, and release, coming back to center now. Now bringing the ball on top of the left foot, and then the right foot on top of the ball. So you're just gonna sandwich the ball between the feet, one foot on top of the other, and it's okay if you lose the ball. It's very, very difficult, yes. Arms to the sides, and we're just gonna slowly lower, connect to your core, really pull the belly down, pointing the toes, straight legs, and lift it back up. Mindfully lower it down. Be careful not to collapse in your lower back, so really anchor the belly down strong, and then lift the legs back up. Lowering it down, breathing it back up. Lower down. Really turn the breath on as you breathe it back up. Just a few more here, pointing the toes. See if you can reach past the toes. The more you lengthen your legs, the more of a stretch you will get in every muscle around those joints. And release to the other side. So just switching sides now. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. It's okay if you lose the ball. Just like if we lose our balance, you just get right back up again. Get right back into it. And again, moving at your own pace. I remember when I first started, I would just fling myself through it, trying to get through it as fast as I possibly could. So if that's at the point you're at, then that is perfectly fine. Not gonna judge you. It's when you start to do it for a while that you start to look for other ways to work muscle groups. And that's when you start to slow down. So when I see someone going really fast and they're panting it out, they just haven't learned to use their body yet. They just haven't learned how to use their breath yet. And that's okay, because I was there many times, not just once, several times, starting all over again. So it's okay, wherever you are at, that's just where you're at. And we work from there. One more now. And release. Now setting the ball to the side. We're gonna rock and roll, sitting up. And we're gonna come into a twisted boat. So now, find a place where you can balance on your sit bones. A little place in the sand. And lean back. There. Okay. So take the ball with the hands. You're just going to squeeze the ball here. And we're going to twist to the right, extending the left leg long. And then twist to the other side. So you're going to tap the elbow down. Now really extend the foot. And use your core to pull the knee in. And send the leg away. Trying not to collapse in your lower back. So keeping the lower back as straight and elongate through the crown of your head as best as you can. So pulling the knee in and then pressing the leg away. And just a few more of the twisted boat. Good. One more side. And release. Set the ball to the side. Eagle abdominals. Laying down on your back. You're just going to cross one leg over the other and wrap one elbow down under the other. If the palms are unavailable to touch, just reach for your shoulders. Inhale, lengthen out the limbs nice and long. Exhale, bring the knees, elbows together. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. breathing your way through the exercise and squeezing towards your midline. Activating the core and really breathing. Focusing on your breath. One more on this side. And switch. Unraveling the legs to the other side. Other elbow goes down and under, taking whatever position you did before, lengthening and bring it together. You can leave your shoulders on the ground or lift them up. Again, modifying to whatever works for you. We're only here for a few more. Last one. And release. Just hugging your knees here. Coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, so bring the bottoms of your feet together. Allowing the knees to just gently come open, but you want to keep your hips flexed. So press the bottoms of your feet together. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly now. Take a deep breath. Let's get rid of some belly rubbish. Inhaling through the nose, circling your energy round and round. And out through the nose. Pulling the navel in. In through the nose, just let your belly come up. And out through the nose, pull the belly in. Now frog abdominals, so interlace your fingers, releasing the pointer finger, lift up, and we're just gonna pulse here. Reaching through. You're really working on your midline. Strengthening that line that runs directly through the center of the body. So really working on reaching forward, pressing the feet together. And small, tiny little pulses that do so much work for us. All those tiny little muscles that want to work and that get overshadowed, overpowered by the larger muscle groups. So we're just going to strengthen and tone the infrastructure as well. Release back down. Coming into bridge now. So bring the fingertips right up to the heels. And inhale, pressing down through the heels, lifting the hips up. Now interlace your palms underneath your back, maybe walking your shoulders in towards each other just a little bit. Chin is very gently pressing down on the chest, very slightly. Back of the neck nice and long. Your knees are about hip width distance apart, tucking tailbone under. And now walking left foot to the center midline of the body. Inhale, right knee to chest. And just extend the leg up to the sky. Here we pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch. Right foot down. Left knee comes into the chest. Straighten the leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower back down. Hips down, bottoms of feet come together. Knees apart. Take that breath here. One hand on your third eye, the other on your belly, and circle your energy round and round. Use that fire that you created. You made that fire happen within your body. You got your blood pumping and flowing. Now let's use it. Deep breath. Inhale through the nose. Use that exhale to let go. Anything that doesn't serve purpose in your body, it has nowhere to go but to leave you right now. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. And now bring the knees back together. We're going to slowly rock and roll up to sitting, facing forward. I'm going to come into one last spinal twist. Hip bones are evenly grounded down. Inhale, circle, sweep arms, come all the way up. Nice breath, just to lengthen, give you more space to the spine. And exhale to one side. Just using your hand as leverage, other one as the anchor, to get as much length and space to each vertebrae as you rinse the spine out. Pulling the navel in as best that you can. And then coming back to center. Reground, sit bones nice and evenly. Inhale to get a lot of space and length, as much as you can through each vertebrae. And twist. Wrapping around the corset that protects your spine, your lifeline. And coming back to center. Inhale, arms come all the way up. And exhale, thumbs to third eye center now. Such an honor and delight to have you here with me on this journey. I love doing this with you and being able to share this with you. It's such an honor. May your weekend be as fantastic as you are. Love you guys so much. Aloha, mahalo, and namaste. Oh, we're done. You did it. That was an intense planks and Pilates. I'm so proud of you. How do you feel now? Do you feel a little bit energized? A little bit more relaxed? Are you ready for the weekend? Yes. Oh, so glad that you're able to share this with me and I'm able to share this with you. So don't forget, we are back here Monday morning, same time, same place, 7 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time. Oh, good, you feel nice. Yay. Yes, this is your last chance to share. Please retweet, share away if there's anyone that you know that could benefit from planks or Pilates. Oh, great to see you. Trish, 333, yes, you'll be there. I'm so excited. I'm so glad to have you guys here with me, especially if you've been with me for a while. New friends as well, welcome, get on board. This is Elaina for Fit.live, Periscope's largest fitness channel, and I'm so glad to share this with you. So last chance, aloha, namaste. We'll see you Monday. Have a fantastic weekend. Mwah.